Yo, what is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the NDA podcast. I'm joined by K Millie today, and we have a special episode to go over because we're in playoffs, baby. It's playoff time. So we got 4 games to cover that went on for the quarterfinals, and then we'll be covering a preview of the semifinals after that. So, without further ado, let's jump right into it with the first game that we're going to cover today, and that's going to be our boy Wexy, who unfortunately can't be here due to him being in a shitty time zone. Wex versus Will, another great game. Kev, what do you think?
Well, before I start, 2 things. One, I wanted to say I apologize in advance if you hear any loud noises in my microphone. There is some construction being done to my house. And second of all, me and Wex were going to record this yesterday, but he was too busy on FaceTime with his girlfriend, and they wouldn't hang up on each other. How cute, right? Anyway, so let's get into his game.
Imagine prioritizing people over Pokemon.
Yeah, I can't. It could never be me.
I could never do that, but anyway.
I was very excited for this match going into it. Wex and Will hadn't played each other all season, and I don't know. There's always with Wex predicting all of Will's games 100% accurate all the time. I thought it would be a really good one, and it was. It was a 3-setter, and Wex pulled out the dub. Our 1 seed remains in the running, which is no surprise. I mean, he's just been clicking buttons with Dracovish and Whimsicott all season, and no one can stop it, really. It's kind of deadly.
So it was pretty cool to see the slight bit of strategy that kind of won him the set. He didn't click Encore with Whimsicott for games 1 or 2, and it made Will believe that he didn't have that move on Whimsicott. So then he proceeded in the game 3. I'm pretty sure he clicked Protect, or he clicked some other move, and then he got locked in the Encore, and it was shit.
Excadrill protected, and then bam, Encore, and then he was able to nasty plot with Mesprit, and then he got the Milotic to protect as well, I think, and then that thing got Encore, and Mesprit went to +6, and from there, you could quite say Game 3 was a doozy, which is it's so good. I mean, and fair play to Will too. Game 2, he led bulk up. A prankster bulk up Grimmsnarl next to Tangela, and it kind of just walled Wims and Vish a bit. Tangela, Wex had Ice Fang, and it did 30%. No flinches, no freezes. It was able to Tangela was able to redirect and get the prankster bulk up off, and then it actually put Dracovish to sleep, and after a bulk up, the Grimmsnarl did some good offensive things. Fairy is pretty good. Fairy and Fighting, I think, were the 2 offensive moves he had. Drain Punch was really good too into Cobalion. It got a lot of his health back after it took some damage. It was a good set from Will for sure. But yeah, just fair play to Wex for holding off the Encore tech until Game 3 was quite
Speaking
good.
Of Encore, one thing that I wanted to see from Will that I didn't realize was a thing until recently, but I wish he did bring it. Salazzle gets Encore as well. So Salazzle could have been pressing that button.
It do be fast.
Salazzle's very fast. So essentially you don't need Prankster for it. You can just click it and be faster than most things on the field. So, I mean pair that with Grimmsnarl, maybe you click a couple of T-Waves, then you're really having the speed control. Now they're in the mud. So I think that could have been a pretty cool tech to see from the Salazzle there. But hindsight, obviously, it's going to be a little bit better. But Salazzle could have been that dude. Could have been that dude for Will. Could have gave Wex a bit of his own medicine. But it is what it is.
For sure. The one thing I thought Will was going to do I was prepping Wex, and I thought about Reflect. Reflect was kind of always an easy option. But I thought he would go for the trick Lagging Tail. and make like either Wims or Dracovish, like make sure they go last every turn. Which actually, I guess it wouldn't work on Wims because Prankster goes through it. That's
I was
why.
gonna say,
That's why that works with Grimmsnarl as well. Yeah. So I guess make sure the Dracovish goes last. I thought that'd be really cool, but the bulk up strategy worked game 2, and fair play. But unfortunately, I don't know. Wex just came different that third set. It was really nice to see. And
I think part of the decision making for the bulk up was mainly because he's a dark type with Grimmsnarl, so he can't be affected by Encore because it is a prankster boosted move. So I think he was like, all right, I'm free to set up because then I can click moves after it, and I'm not pigeonholed into clicking bulk up for the rest of the time out in the field.
Yeah.
So
it's really hard to set up in front of anything that wants to click Encore.
Yeah.
Especially in doubles. Like in singles you can maybe get away with it a little bit. But in doubles, when there's two things that can target you, you're in the mud.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Wex took our first win. He moves on. Let's go to our 2 seed versus our 7 seed. Next, we have Ryder versus Rooster, or Robert, as he is now going by.
It's snowing. I'm
Is
sorry.
it?
Where I'm at, yeah. I'm North Jersey right now, so for me, it is snowing.
I don't think it's quite reached South Jersey yet.
No, I don't think it will. I don't think
it might. You never know.
Nah, fuck South Jersey.
I honestly hope it stays up there. I hate the snow.
I love snow. Especially because I don't have to shovel it because I'm up here.
Yeah, I would definitely have to shovel. And that would suck. On the comments if you like or dislike snow.
Yeah, Ryder versus Rooster. I mean, this is I feel like a relatively easier game for the victor here, that being Ryder.
Yeah, I didn't think it would be this straightforward, but Ryder just made all the right reads. Like he would.
Yeah.
Gallade was able to move. When he was like threatened by a dark move, Gallade was able to get the justified boost. Drain Punch really got a lot of its health back. He protected on the right reads. Like, honestly, I don't know what to say other than Ryder just kind of played more optimal, as someone would say.
Yeah, just a little more optimal, just slightly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
Special Salamence was really the ticket.
Yeah, but this is what we expect from Ryder. I mean, he gets into the playoffs, and it doesn't matter what his record is. He's gonna get wins. I mean, that's just what he does. I mean, we saw that last season when he was, part of the playing games, and he won 4 straight to win the whole thing. And this season, it's a little bit different because he's a higher seed and didn't have to participate in that. But I mean, the fact still remains, it's Ryder, and he's in the playoffs. And I mean, not to foreshadow any sort of loss for whoever's having to face him, but he is now Chihuahua Ryder, so you gotta be extra careful.
Yeah.
This man is dangerous.
Yeah, I'm sure whoever plays him is not looking forward to it. But
I'm sure. I don't know who that would be yet, but maybe we'll figure that one out later in the podcast.
Yeah. I think Special Salamence was a really good bring this week. He was able to one-shot certain things. Hydro Pump landed. He was landing, man. He landed all his Fire Blasts, Hydro Pumps, and Hurricanes. He went for the most inaccurate but powerful moveset on Salamence this week, and it paid off. Fire Blast was big into the Celesteelas of the world. Hydro Pump killed the Crocodile.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, strong. Very strong.
Spectrier with Throat Spray Snarl. Quite interesting.
I didn't know Snarl was Throat Spray,
Yeah.
compatible.
That would have been cool for that would have been a cool set for Incineroar for you.
Yeah.
Go special with Throat Spray Snarl. That would have been cool.
Yeah.
It is always one of those moves you forget is a sound move, but I guess it makes sense. You're snarling, making a ground. I don't know.
Something.
But,
yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't think there's much more to say other than
I mean, I do want to say this. Rooster had a pretty good season, and it's kind of unfortunate that it doesn't bear fruit to any playoff wins. But I mean, at the end of the day, he played very very respectively, and
yeah, for sure.
definitely deserved this playoff spot.
Yeah, Celesteela finished on top in kills. He had a very good season, man. Crocodile won him some games straight up, just sweeping with Moxie. Yeah, he had a great season, but it's quite unfortunate when you got to play Ryder in the first round.
Oh yeah, I know that I know that feeling. I know that feeling way too well. It's a heartbreaker. It's a heartbreaker.
All right, well, I think we can move on. We have our 1 and 2 seed moving on. Let's see if the trend continues. We have myself against Riolu, Master Riolu. The second year in a row we match up in the quarterfinals. Second season in a row rather, and it went pretty well. Very happy with my performance. I think I played very well. I was
great prep. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I must have had great prep.
Oh, yeah.
All the prep battles I did.
It must have been a lot.
Not a single one.
What do you mean not a single? No, we definitely did one.
Justin, we did one prep session, and I hadn't really finished my team yet, and you did, and you were more worried about Harrison. So we did yours, and then we never prepped again because you got mad. And then we talked about the special Incineroar set and Tangrowth, which you didn't add Tangrowth. And then you switched to special Incineroar and played your game. That was it. We did nothing else. Not an ounce of prep battles went into Riolu. But yeah, I'm just a great team builder. So what can I say? I didn't need it.
Oh, okay.
No, I can't. I did prep well despite no battles or anything for sure. But it was a close game for sure. He brought some things I wasn't really expecting. Assault Vest Special Landorus was quite interesting. He really was scared of Prim. You could tell his lead was Sludge Bomb, Landorus, and Slowbro. And I knew Slowbro was the main thing I was worried about. Riolu likes setting up Trick Room, and Slowbro has a really good matchup into my team, especially in Trick Room. Psychic into Naganadels, and then Poison into Prim and Rillaboom. It's kind of not great for me. My only good thing into it was Dugtrio. But, and Cofagrigus. So that's where Cofagrigus came in. I knew it was always going to be a lead because I could stop Trick Room. I could Will-O-Wisp Landorus and things. It's quite bulky. Will-O-Wisp Trevenant if it was going to set up Trick Room. And then I let it next to Prim. Hyper Voice crit the Landorus, which I was surprised, and it still lived. I was like, oh my! I knew it was AV then. That was insane. And rather than clicking Prison turn 1, I just killed Slowbro. After it specs Hyper Voice and Shadow Ball, Slowbro's more on the physical side, I'm pretty sure, bulky. So I knew I could just kind of take it out without it having to set up Imprison. And then in game 2, I went for the Imprison strats. And I kind of just read Riolu all game. Like I switched into Trio on a poison move, so it was immune. Second game 2, I read the Ninetales. I was able to change the weather when he was gonna with Rain Dance when he was gonna Aurora Veil. I used his own weather against him. I used a Weather Ball Tornadus into Lando one shot. And I don't know. He prepped well. I think I just due to my limited prep, I just had to outplay him, and I think I really did that. So it went 2-0, which was the same as it did in the regular season, but this time I had a bit of a different team. I had made my transactions after our game, so it's a whole new experience, but it turned out the same, and I'm pretty happy with the result.
I mean, you played well. You prepped hard.
Yeah.
And got the result that you wanted. I mean, what else can you ask? Let's be fair though. We didn't prep, and you still were able to get the dub. So I don't think you need to prep for next week. So I think
definitely did. I'll just continue to not prep. I think that might work. Not
maybe. All right. Moving on to the last quarterfinal game.
So the 1 seed, the 2 seed, and the 3 seed won.
Yeah.
Will the trend continue?
Well,
Who is the 4 seed,
as you know,
Justin?
the 4 and 5 seed are always very tightly contested. So having the 5 upset the 4 isn't the most, blatantly bad thing to have happen. In this case, that is what happened. Harrison beat me being the 4 seed. He won 2-1. First game was kind of just a whitewash. It wasn't good for me. Don't even want to talk about it. Game 2 went a lot better for me. I was able to get Arctozold in, and I was able to do some things. And then game 3, I just didn't play aggressive enough. I know exactly what I should have clicked, being that I should have targeted the Torkoal instead of whatever the hell was next to it. I'm forgetting at this moment. But
I think if you had Earthquake over Tailwind, you might have been in a better spot. I don't think you really ever needed Tailwind, especially in this situation. Just because Noivern didn't even come, right? So, Noivern would have been really good in certain situations against your team, but at the same time, you can't. It makes sense that he didn't bring it because you have the Hail core. So, I don't know. Yeah, if you had Earthquake, I think you just one-shot Metagross. Maybe not one-shot, but you do a ton to Metagross and Turtonator in that one situation.
Yeah, that would have been good, but at the same time, it was a tanky Turtonator, so I probably wouldn't have killed it. And Metagross probably would have eaten it as well, being that it's a Steel type. So, and if he was going weakness policy, then I would have been in the mud. But I overall, I'm happy with the team that I brought. It's just that I should have been more aggressive in game 3, and I could have been, but I decided not to, and I think that was my downfall. If I was more aggressive and I did the play that I probably just should have and got rid of the Torkoal when I should have, I would have been in a great spot, because at that point I remember the speed tiers in my head were all fucky. So I thought I was going to get a kill on the mod next to it, and I didn't because of the speed tier, and also I didn't have enough damage to kill it. I think it died from, I think it might have been Scrafty, or it was something, and it died to a burn at the end of the turn, something like that. It was a poor play. I was predicting Protect, it didn't happen, and I should have just hit into the Torkoal, and if I did that, I would have been in a much, much better spot. But yeah, listen, I had to play for this round. I had to play Harrison 3 times in 3 different leagues, so I still ended up 2-1. But in the one league where it mattered most, I couldn't get it done, and that's unfortunate. But I was feeling a little burnt out, so I wasn't really focusing. So we'll have an off season to regroup, to get my head in the right spot, and then go back at it again for the next season.
You brought up an interesting statistic in the server the other day. Would you like to share it with our listeners?
Yeah, so the statistic was that every season after my championship winning season, every time I've made it to playoffs, I have not won a single game. So the past 3 seasons, I've lost in the first round. And to be fair, I'm pretty sure 2 of those 3 were against Ryder. So that's hard.
You won your championship against Ryder as well, so.
Yeah, so he's kind of taking it out on me, but it's fine. And then Harrison, who, I just, like I said, a bunch of different factors. I had to play him 3 times. I made bad plays, that sort of thing. But that's not to take away from what Harrison did. He's been having a great season, his best season so far. He's been doing really well. So I'm not going to make excuses for myself. I should have played better, and he played better than I did. So at the end of the day, he deserved it over me, and that's just it. And now he gets to try and face whatever the fuck Wax is going to do.
Yeah. So.
I don't have to worry about that no more. My hands are clean.
Well, yeah. So that takes us straight into our upcoming matches for the semifinals. We have Wex, our 1 seed, versus our 5th seed, Harrison, and that guy that's scared to play Ryder is definitely me. Um, I'm not excited at all. But before we jump into that, I think we can preview Wex versus Harrison. What are you saying, Justin?
Yeah, so I mean, I'm looking at the team now.
Hey, wait,
And,
look. Can you look at the screenshot tab? The one that's locked. Can you
oh
look at
yeah,
that? Yeah,
awesome. I didn't know you had. I didn't know you had access. I thought it was only Wex that
yeah,
was doing it.
quite. Yeah, it's quite helpful.
Let me fix this. Go. Yeah. So looking at the team side by side, I mean, the problem is obviously going to be Whimsicott. How can you deal with this? Now he has 2 fire types, so that's going to play well into his favor. But at the same time, he has to be careful because there's a Dracovish next to it. So setting up Sun's going to have to be very, very important. I think it's going to be also important to realize that Entei is going to be a problem if you do set up Sun. So it's a double-edged sword if you're Harrison. Do I set up Sun and boost an Eruption Scarfed Entei with Whimsicott next to it? Or do I go with a Gyarados answer when Dracovish could be right there on the field and just smack me up? I think in this case, his best scenario is going to be trying to go Trick Room with Turtonator. I think that's probably what he's going to have to do. That's, in my opinion, it's probably the only thing he can do. I think a Scrafty Turtonator leads, get up Trick Room somehow is probably going to have to be his best bet.
If he leads Scrafty Turtonator, how's he getting up Trick Room?
That's why I said get up Trick Room somehow.
Bulky Moosh. Bulky Moosh looks good here.
Yeah. The only problem is it's going to be Encore. So as soon as you set up the Trick Room, you're going to have to switch out probably into Scrafty, get the Intimidate off, and just start cycling that in. I think it's also going to be pretty important to try and get some sort of priority. That's good. Is it only Rillaboom that gets Acrobatics, or does Thwackey also get Acrobatics?
Thwackey should definitely get it, but like Thwackey is much better with items that it maintains the entire time. I would say Thwackey is a Life Orb Choice Band Sash candidate at all times. Grassy Seed is, I mean, it's still kind of frail. I mean, it's dying to an Eruption. So you kind of want to get the most out of those like Choice Band and Grassy Glides into Dracovish potentially. But
like I said, I think Trick Room's going to have to be the answer here because there's just too much speed control, too much fast speed control when it comes to Wex's team. And his Harrison's Trick Room is much better than Wex's Trick Room.
We've seen Wex use Trick Room and Iron Ball Dracovish. We have seen that.
Well,
it would underspeed Turtonator. It would not underspeed Torkoal, obviously, but.
Well, no, because you go to what, 35, 36? No, you'd be 37.
No, you're right. Yeah, I thought my math was off there.
Yeah, no, Turtonator would be fine as long as it's min speed. Aromatisse would be fine. Marowak would not be fine. Musharna would be fine, and Torkoal would be fine. Obviously, you can put in Scrafty, get the Intimidate cycles in. You get the Fake Out to stop what Whimsicott wants to do, and then you can switch it out and maybe switch in like a Gyarados or something, and just keep cycling that in to try and mitigate whatever Dracovish and Cobalion.
He's got double Intimidate spam with Scrafty and Gyarados. Wex is in a lot of trouble.
Yeah, so that's why I'm thinking Whimsicott Entei is probably going to be his lead. He's probably going to do Scarf. He's probably going or maybe Choice Specs. I think that's probably his better play, considering there's a lack of speed on Harrison's side. And then just trying to go for Eruptions. I think that's probably what he's going to want to do. Because that'll, mitigate the Metagross. I mean, Lilligant's going to get absolutely bopped by that thing unless Torkoal can do something, but you don't want to bring Lilligant into an Entei, so you're probably going to switch that one out. Yeah. But, I mean, there's a lot of things that Harrison can do to mitigate what Wex wants to do, but I think at the end of the day, it's going to be extremely difficult.
I think we see Mudsdale and maybe Dusknoir come this week. I think Dusknoir offensively looks kind of good into things like Musharna, Metagross. Dusknoir gets some coverage and decent offense, so could definitely see that. I think Mudsdale is good into like Turtonator, Torkoal, even Metagross. So if Trick Room is a thing, Mudsdale could come in and do some offensive things.
One thing I will say this. don't be surprised if you see Unpheasant this week. Don't be surprised because this thing can do bits, and it's a flying type. It'll hit into Scrafty, and it is pretty strong. So I mean, if you're worried about Scrafty, Unpheasant could be a potential answer, maybe.
That's fair. That's a fair point. It is a good Scrafty answer if I've ever seen one. I mean, he does can just run Moonblast on Whimsicott.
Well, yeah, but if you're gonna get faked out and doubled into, it'd be much better to have an Unpheasant where you can protect with Whimsicott because that's obviously the main threat, and then hit into it with an Unpheasant or something.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of ideas.
Yeah, of course.
Out there.
I think this one's gonna be really close. I think Wex can definitely expect some Intimidate spam. After that, I don't know. Maybe Noivern comes with some speed, can hit Wims and Dracovish if it's faster.
Weakness policy, Dusknoir.
Dusknoir, no, fuck you. That's a terrible set. Anyone that runs that's an ape. They have not evolved.
Hey man, Dynamax format. If it comes back, guess what? You're in trouble.
I'm ready for it now. Anyway, let's get back to actual possibilities. I don't know. How would you call this one?
I'm gonna call it 2-0 Wex just because
2-0?
Yeah, just because he's shown that Encore is a piece of shit. So I think it's gonna be really, really hard for Harrison to be able to stay in with anything if he tries to do like a fake out, if he tries to do a Trick Room, that sort of thing.
Encore really does punish what Harrison wants to do. You got a point. Like any setup, Dragon Dance, he likes to run Dragon Dance. Fake out and Trick Room are big, and Protect.
Yeah,
huge, man.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard. So I'm gonna say 2-0 Wex, and Wex also not agreeing with me, but he also thinks he's gonna win. Obviously, he says he's gonna win 2-1. So probably for a little bit of a different reason, but I mean, I would imagine Encore is still part of the plan.
Yeah. Will Harrison have a strategy for it, though? That is the question. I think I'll say 2-1 Wex. I think it'll be a little closer. I respect Harrison, and he's got a good team and a decent matchup. Not saying you don't, but I'm just...
Yeah, no, don't throw me in the bus.
I'm not saying you don't, but I'm just, adding that more into my decision to say 2-1 Wex. I think it'll be a little closer.
Okay. I'm sad. I'm sad I didn't beat Harrison because I wanted to play Wex again because I feel like I had a really, really good strategy again. But,
yeah, that would have been fun.
Because I know he's probably gonna run Sunny Dale, Whimsicott, and if I lead Obama Snow, Arcazol, I can run Choice Scarf, Freeze Dry, and then be able to hit whatever.
I was looking at Whimsicott to see if it got Rain Dance, and it sadly does not. So he might Rain Dance freaking Pikachu maybe this week to stop the sun. But they are just helping Gyarados, and even if you set up Rain, then like that you're helping Gyarados and you're helping Metagross because it'll take less from fire moves if that's your way to hit Metagross. So who knows, man? Maybe just play with the sun.
I don't think he changes weather. I think he just uses it for Entei. I think that's what's probably going to happen. So,
interesting.
If I had to guess.
All right. Well, we all gave our predictions. We do think it's going to be a Wex sweep, but hey, it could go either way. Anything can happen. Harrison's having a good season, so. And with that being said, let's get into our final match of the semifinals. Myself versus Ryder once again in the semifinals. I'm having a repeat of last playoffs. I beat Riolu, and then I'm gonna freaking lose to Ryder. I saw.
Not fun to lose to Ryder, is it?
I saw the way the bracket fell, and I was like, all right, play Riolu, and then who do I play if I win? Oh, Ryder or Rooster? Great, so much fun.
It's a battle that Doug trios for sure.
I think Dougie, not Alolan Dougie comes.
Ooh, hold on. No, because you have a Rillaboom.
It
You have a
also
Noodle, you have a Prim, you have a Tornadus.
yeah, it also underspeeds Naganadel. I don't even think it comes.
Yeah, I definitely don't think that comes. I think a Salgor could come. I think that actually might be a decent play. Because doesn't it have the one move that lowers special attack by 2?
Special defense, I believe.
Oh right, what's that move called?
Acid spray.
Acid spray. So I mean, if he wants to go with a Spectrier, Specs Mence, and a Salgor, I mean that could be
Sylveon. Oh God.
or
Oh
Sylveon.
God.
That could
That sounds terrifying. Why did you say that? You're not helping.
Spicy stuff right there.
You were not helping. Not one bit are you helping.
Yeah, I know. I think Ryder has. I mean, I feel like this is a coin flip. I really do, because both teams are constructed pretty well, and they have, limited weaknesses and flaws. I think the only big weakness that your team has is a weakness to freeze dry. I think that's your biggest thing, but he has nothing that has freeze dry. So, because your top 5 mons all don't like that. But yeah, no, I think overall it's a coin toss. Whenever you guys play, it's always going to be a coin toss. So I mean, it's not even good to even try to get into some of the tech that could come out, because more likely than not, that's not what's going to happen. That's not what's going to happen. So, yeah, Mence goes hard into certain aspects of your team.
Mence beat me last time. We played week 2, and Mence killed me, man.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's rough. It is rough. Mence does look pretty good. Specs Mence specifically looks like it could be really really good. You get the Hydro Pump for coverage. You get Draco Meteor for Naganadel. If you could somehow get speed or mitigate speed with like a T-Wave or something. No, it's just there's so much stuff that could happen. There's so much stuff that could come. Like, doesn't Dugtrio get beat up into Gallade? Like,
it does.
I mean, there's so many things, so many different things that could happen that it's hard to try and predict what will happen. But I think that, and it's really fast too. So I think that overall, it's just gonna be a coin flip. I don't know if that's how you feel. You feel coin flippy, but that's how I see it.
I don't know. All I know is that I'm tired of losing to Ryder. That is all. I'm tired of losing to this man in the damn playoffs. And the overall standings for NDA are on the line here. I'm pretty sure the winner of this game will comfortably move into first in the overall standings and wins for NDA. And I just can't have that on my conscience being second again. I don't think I can handle it. So best believe we're coming correct against Ryder this playoffs. I will be on my A game, because every time we play, I win the first game because my prep is good, and then I play like shit the next 2 games and don't adjust to the Ryder way, and I lose. And that's not happening. I'm not gonna. I'm guaranteeing victory. You can meme me all you want. I will take all the heat. I'll be happy to take
2-1 Ryder. You can't say that just because you said that. 2-1 Ryder.
I'll take the heat. I won't be too embarrassed because Ryder's a great battler.
Dude,
but
it's Ryder. Why the fuck would you say that?
I'm guaranteeing victory. I'm guaranteeing victory.
Oh my god, 2-1. I'm so okay. You know what? I might say 2-0 Ryder just because you keep running your damn mouth. No, I'll go 2-1 Ryder. Yeah, I mean, just because you wanted to say that. That's literally my reasoning, because everything else is coin flippy.
I back myself.
Yeah, of course.
2-0.
Oh my god.
2-0.
Oh my god, somebody stabbed me through the ears. I don't want to hear this bullfuckery.
It's gonna happen. Wait and see. And when it happens...
Oh, I'm waiting. I'll be waiting till I'm fucking dead.
It's gonna be a fun podcast next week. I'll tell you that much.
I'm gonna load up preload the clown music right now. Order you a clown car with the clown shoes, the clown nose, the clown hair, clown suit. Fuck it, get the whole ensemble.
Oh man!
You're so
All right,
done saying that. I don't know why you'd.
just wait on it. Just wait on it.
Oh God.
Lex said, "I'm saying a 2-1 win for Kevin after losing set 1." So he says I'm gonna win, but little does he know I plan on winning set 1. So
It's game 1.
He said it.
The collection.
He said set 1. I was just reading.
He is set 1. He's fucking. No, he said 8.
Set 8.
Yeah, that's what it is. I forgot my UK humor. My bad.
But little does he know I plan to win game 1. So his prediction will be wrong.
We all plan to fucking win game 1. Jesus.
I will.
I'm gonna plan to lose game 1.
You plan to lose. What was the game you predicted yourself to lose?
And then I won. Yeah.
Was that Quartz?
No. No, it was something. It was someone after that. I was.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it wasn't Quartz.
Was it Will?
Because it might have been. I don't even know if I played Will. If I played Will, then it was Will.
I think it was last season. It wasn't even this season, was it?
No, I think it was this season. No, the season's been pretty long. It's been going on since the summer.
Yeah, but we haven't had many recording sessions this season. We missed many a week. I think it was last season.
Maybe it was me against. No, it wasn't me against Ryder.
I swear it was Quirts, man. Last season, I swear, but I could be wrong.
Huh?
I don't know.
Maybe it was Rooster. It was Rooster, maybe.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Well,
and also, side note, why do all of my games go to 3 games? Or all my sets go to 3?
Yeah, you're the new Rooster this season.
Literally, look at week 10. 1 to 3. Week 9.
I'm looking at your
1 to 3. 1 to 3. 1 to 3. Okay, 1 to 2. Okay.
You got 3 points from 3 of your 10 games this season.
3. Oh, wow. Well, no. Okay, so 6 of my games went to 3.
That's more than half.
Yeah, that's still a lot.
I mean, you still got, from your games that went 3 sets, you got a total of 3, 5, 7.
I think the better stat would be, am I winning games that go to 3?
You got a total of 10 points from your 6 games. So you got 2 points 4 times, and then so you went 4-2 in your games that went 3 sets.
So you don't want to drag me out to 3, is what I'm hearing. Oh boy.
Who beat you in 3 sets? Myself.
Yeah,
myself
you
and myself and Harrison. Yeah.
Harrison twice.
I didn't even count the playoff game, so that would put your record at 4-3.
Right, that sounds less cool. That sounds a lot less cool. All right, well, that's the predictions for the semifinal matches that will be going on this week. Yeah. Any final remarks?
No, just excited to beat Ryder 2-0 finally. That's about it.
Jesus Christ, God save us all. All right, so this has been another edition of the NDA podcast.
What episode was this, Justin?
Probably like 732.5.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I'm ballparking it, but I can't be higher or lower than like 2. Right.
Yeah, I'll give you a plus-minus a 2. That's fair.
Yeah, that's fair. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening to the NDA podcast, episode 732.5, whatever I fucking said. Yeah, good luck to everybody with their semifinal matches, and thank you everybody who participated and, sadly lost, including myself, in the quarterfinals.
Oh, before we leave, I do want to add, I did forget, we had pick'ems, and our pick'ems winner after all 4 of our matches were myself. I predicted 3 out of 4. I got them all right except your game, Justin. Asshole.
Yeah.
I believe Wex as well did the same thing as me. So me and Wex both are pick'em winners. So pick'ems, for a reminder to our listeners, is we vote on who we think will win out of the 4 quarterfinals matches. If you get 3 out of 4 or 4 out of 4, you are awarded the ability to swap your draft spot in the next season. So despite our winner of the season gets to pick their spot automatically, lock it in, and this is like an advantage for predicting games. And in case you don't win, you can still get a decent draft spot. So I don't think anyone went 4 for 4, but myself, Wex, Riolu, and Mr. Robert Gray, Rooster, all won our pick'ems. So if all 4 coaches return for season 5 or season 6, whatever our next season, I think season 6, we will potentially, if me or Wex don't win, we'll get our pick'ems. So
So
cool.
I have to poop really bad, so let's wrap this up, guys. All right, thank you guys so much for listening to the NDA podcast. It's been Gronk and your boy K Millie. 1, 3, 2, and we'll see. Take care and
peace out, guys. Thanks for listening.